Hello, welcome back to Funtime Crafts 24/7. This is Let's Make video. And what we're making today is we are making these really sweet little flower cones for Christmas ornaments or package toppers. And they are so fun and they're actually very easy. A little bit time consuming because you have to hand make all the flowers. Well, you could actually buy flowers. You don't even have to hand make them. You could just buy the flowers and it'd be so fast. But they're super fun. So there is that. So they are still extremely fun and they're so pretty. Last year I made some humongous flower cones to go next to my TV. And I thought, wouldn't it be a hoot if we could make miniature versions of them and hang them on the Christmas tree or put them on a Christmas package. And so this was like the first rendition of this. This was my prototype. And so it doesn't have the cord cap and it doesn't have the bead, but it's still so pretty. It has a different trim on the front of it that's a little bit too bulky, but it's still so cute nonetheless and going to be super fun to still add to my Christmas tree. So yeah, I think this is so fun and so cute. And I think you'll get a kick out of making them. They're actually quite easy and super fun. So yeah, so that's the back of this one. So you can make them simple or you can fringe them up. It's basically however you want to do it. And that's that. Gosh, that's as complicated as it is. It's not bad at all. So these use Heartfelt Creations, Christmas poinsettia, and holly flowers, but we're actually using the Anna Griffin 3D, the Anna Griffin mini flowers and foliage 2 dies. This set right here. I used some of this foliage here, and I used the pointy ones there. I made big ones and small ones. The perfect size flower is a 1-inch flower, and that's why I used the Heartfelt Creations ones. But Anna Griffin's, the small one out of those pointy ones, is 1.5 inches, and then this is a 2-inch flower. We're going to combine them, and I think it's still going to work out really, really pretty. These are dusted with the Encore Gold ink. Pigment ink. I just ran the ink pad over it. They have gilt trip for the prills in the center of them, and but you can use anything. You could use gold prills. It was, quite frankly, it was the first thing I grabbed out of the drawer, and I was like, oh, that'll work. So yeah, so it's white cardstock with forest green or emerald cardstock. What do you have? Whatever you have in your stash. The butterfly die that we're going to use there, that is the 3D butterfly dies from this set here. I used a layering, and that's Anna Griffin red matte foil, and the top is gold matte foil. And this set here, let me show you. And this is a great set to have in your stash just because that fun little detail just amps up whatever project you're working on, whether it's a card or a home decor or ornaments or little packages that you're making for people. Oh man, that's so fun. These don't even have to be for Christmas necessarily. You can do them for like Mother's Day or something, and they can just hang them up randomly around their home or wherever. You can hang them off a doorknob or whatnot, and they're just a cupboard, a hutch, just something super pretty and really fun that you can put on a package as a package topper with a gorgeous bow. They'd be so beautiful. So the paper we're using today is the Holiday Hearth. I knew it was Hearth, but I couldn't remember what the first word. Holiday Hearth pattern cardstock. This set here, it's not necessarily Christmas or anything, but it's very beautiful. The two of them have this side on the outside, and one has this one, and that's the side we're going to use to do ours. Ours is going to look pretty close to this one is what we're going to make. But you don't have to, as you see there. Let's see. The other thing I wanted to let you know was Heartfelt Creations has digital images of poinsettias that you can size. This one was perfect because of the size. I used the 4 one and the small 4 holly. Stamped them and cut them out on my Scan and Cut. So I got a gazillion. I got a whole pile of them. The Scan and Cut worked great for doing that. Cutting them out really nice. But yeah, but okay, so there's that. So the other thing you need too is you need 2.4 inch or 60 millimeter floral foam ball. You're gonna cut that in half. Yeah, I guess we should do that right now. Actually, why don't we just get started, because there is a lot of pieces to this, and I might actually miss something. Oh, and you need paper clips, because paper clips are what we made for the stems. I used for the stems of the flowers. I couldn't find my floral wire that I use for making flowers, so I just use paper clips because it works. And most people have them in their office or whatever, so you can just grab them out real quick. So yeah, see, so I just got this 2.4 inch styrofoam ball, and I cut it in half with my X-Acto knife. My sister got me this X-Acto knife set. It is like really stinking nice. And look at all the little different blades and stuff you get to use. Like, it's a really nice set. I love this one. It's very long and pointy. So this here. And so I just basically ran it down the center, and they just kept rolling. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This is all getting cut up. Not yet. It'll let you know, because it'll... I don't know if it goes all the way through or... There, see? It just busts in half. And it doesn't matter if they're even or not. You're just going to use one half of it. So that's all you need for that little styrofoam ball. And so let me show you how to make the flowers. Like I said, white cardstock on the flowers. Forest or emerald green on the paper. Cut out however many. You basically need about 7 flowers roughly for what it is we're making. You need about 7, and they're double layered. So to make a flower, these are the big ones here. And a leaf, and you can use whichever leaf you want. The ones I have already pre-done are all different styles. They're not all the same. I just used whatever was in the pile, and I cut the whole thing out. So you're just going to flip them over, and you're going to use a small ball tool on the back of the leaves, and you're just going to run it around down the center of each of the petals. And if they're the rounder leaves, you just use the big end and you poke it in the middle, and then you're going to use the big end, and you're just going to poke it at the base of the 3 leaves or at the base of the other one. And then there's one that has a set of 2 leaves and 2 leaves, and you just poke it at the base of the 2 and then at the 2. And then, and so then on this one here, these are the large flowers, so I'm going to use the bigger ball tool. I use a smaller ball tool on the smaller flowers. But you want to go around the edge, and the idea for me on these, because they are so big, was to get the petals as small as possible. So I ran the ball tool around the edge of the flowers and then down the center. And the reason for that is because it crimps the edges, and it like crinkles them up and makes them smaller. Which was perfect for me, for what we're doing right now. So that's it. This is like the easiest flower forming. Oh my goodness. So, turn the hot glue gun on, because you need your hot glue. There you go there. And then you're just going to flip it over, and you're going to poke and roll in the center. Just roll it like that. And just give it lots of form like that. And then you're going to same thing, flip it over and go around the edges, down the center, making it tiny. And yeah, really simple. These flowers, they don't hardly take any time at all. So if you only wanted to make these, like one at a time, you could just make 7 flowers, put your cone together, and then go back, make some more flowers, put your cone together. It'd be really cool. So you need a 5 by 5 inch square piece of paper, a piece of cardstock. Boy, it was rough. Spit it out. But a 5 by 5 square of cardstock. That's what you need to make the cone. Let's see. You need some hot glue. So you want to offset the petals when you're doing this. A little hot glue on the back of the one that it's not ready yet. So let's do the paper clip. So the paper clip is what's going to be your stem. Yeah, I couldn't find my flower wire. I don't know. And the jewelry wire I had was just way too thin. That was not going to fly. And this is a jumbo paper clip, the large ones. And you need some wire. Well, honestly, if you just had a pair of pliers for this, you don't really need jewelry pliers, but you need jewelry pliers for doing the tassels. So there it is there. So use what you got. Wrong what you brung. So you just grab it there, give it a twist like so. It doesn't have to be perfect. Grab it with the flat part and then bend it till it's flat like this. Oh, and you're supposed to cut it in half. Whoops. And then that's your flower stem. So there it is, cut in half, right? We cut that in half. So then you're going to take each piece, wind it up like that, or, make a loop with it like that. Put it in the flat piece like that. Bend it over to where you have a flat piece like that. And that's your flower stem. Really simple, and it uses probably what you have in your office. So now, let's see. Maybe? 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 No. Okay, no worries. So let's start on the tassel. So what you need for the tassel is, I'm using the Celebrate It. This is from Michael's, white and gold cord. You need a piece that is about 7 inches long. Actually, you need 6 pieces that are 7 inches long. And so what I do for this to make it simple is I measure out one piece that is 7 inches long, cut, and then I just go ahead and run it up and eyeball it. It does not have to be exact at all. But if you want it to be perfect, you do you. You do you. It is all good. It's whatever you need to make you happy. That's all I'm saying. Be happy. Oh, that's why it's not working. My battery done died. Oh, bummer, dude. Alright, hold on, guys. Let me get a new battery. Hang on. Okay, we should have battery for days. I got the big mamma jamma. There we go. Now we got our red light. Okay, so you want, what do we say, 6? How many do you have? 4? Let's see. Yeah, because it's 5 for the tassel and 1 to tie. Let's see, there's our 5th. And yeah, this is all I do. I just measure it up. Cut it like so. And voila. Okay, and then what I do is I take one. And, oh, you need the bunch. And about in the middle-ish, roughly like about to here, we're going to go in the middle-ish, roughly-ish. And what you're going to do is you're going to tie a knot. And all this does is hold all the pieces together. That's all this does. Because it's going to get twisted up in a bead cap. And be awesome. So it's going to go like that. We're going to go like that, and we're going to put... So the bead caps I have, or they're not bead caps. These are actually cord caps that we're using. Not those. Cord caps. It's this little collection here. These I got off of Amazon, and they're all different sizes, as you'll notice. And this is great to have because you might start out with one size, but if you cut your cone too short, you'll need a bigger one. So you want to get a variety of sizes. However, for this here, out of this size, I'm actually using this tassel cap here. And I don't know what sizes these are. Yeah, I have no clue. I'm going to test fit it, though, and make sure it's going to go. Yep, that's going to be super happy. Here, I could probably tell you, like, what... Is there centimeters on this little mat? No, you get no... Oh, wait. Or millimeters, rather. Any of this? Oh, a millimeter. Oh, this is about... Hold on. This one is about 8 millimeter. That's an 8 millimeter cord cap is what that is. 8 millimeter cord cap. That's the circumference. So something around that size. But I would get a little bigger too. So get a variety pack that has at least 8 millimeter in it. Then you're going to pump hot glue in there, right? And then you're going to twist this to the inside of the bead cap. And what happens is this one here has ridges on the inside, like it bulges out at the top and then skinnies towards the tassels. And it makes it to where the fibers of the tassel get entwined with the glue, and then it can't pull out because you've piped it full and it's too big to go past the edge, the rim of the tassel. So then what you want to do after you get your tassel, your cap on there, you want to go and you want to cut these, trim them to length so they look pretty. And, oh, it's magic. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so there we go. That's our tassel. Isn't that great? That was easy, right? Okay, and now what we want to do is we want to make the rest of it. So what you need for the rest of it is you need a bead. You need a bead. You need another tassel. You need another cord cap. I'm going to go ahead and use the larger one. I was originally using this one here for the end, but just in case I cut it too much, this one I know will go. You need a cord cap, a bead, a pretty bead. So I got that little gold one. You need 2 small jump rings, and this assortment you could get on Amazon. That assortment, this assortment is about $10. This assortment is about $10, and then this little bead end caps or bead caps. This assortment here is about $10 or so, 15, something like that. You also need eye pins, which look like so. These are 1.5 inches, but if you're gonna buy them and you don't have any, I suggest getting the big 3-inch ones. These are substantially cheaper, and if you're just using it for this project, the 1.25 inches, these I think are 1.33 inches or 1.25 inches, these will be just fine for you. If that's all you want to use them for. But if you want to get into making tassels or doing beading, just save yourself the headache, and get 3-inch, 2 minimum, but preferably 3, because you can do all kinds of stuff with 3-inch eye pins. So I've got 2 jump rings, smaller jump rings, my bead cap, my bead, and now an eye pin. And an eye pin is the one that has the loop on the end. Can you guys? There's a loop on the end. You see it? There. It has a loop on the end instead of it being flat or a bead. A bead. It has a loop. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to thread it on, you're going to thread your bead onto the loop, onto the eye, rather, and you're going to take, I have these things called loopers. They're 2.5 millimeter loop maker, and this, I find I use this one for everything. It was a pack of 3 on Amazon, loopers, but the 2.25, 2.25 millimeter, loopers, I use this for everything. So what you do is you make sure the bead is all the way next to the eyelet, or the eye, and then, you want to make sure that this is going through the hole if it's long enough. If it's not long enough, you want to put it below that pole and above these little, those little prongy things, those 2 there, it's below, and in the center of that pole, especially if it doesn't go all the way to the end, like it's too short, your eye pin's too short. And then you're just going to slowly but continuously squeeze. And it's what's going to make your loop. And then to get the loop off, because after you've done it, this loop is actually hitting the pole, which is holding this on, and it's like hard. If you squeeze it a little, it relaxes that off the pole, and then you can take it off. But this, Or if you didn't have one of those, you would just take pliers that look like this that have two rounded pieces, and you would just make a loop. I'm not very good at it, so I definitely don't like to do it. I do myself a favor and get the loopers. The loopers by themselves are about $17 or $20. So then what you're going to do is you're going to put a jump ring in one of those eyes with the bead, and you're going to put on one side, you're going to put the tassel. Now these jump rings came open, and when they come open, you hold it toward you where you're looking through the hole, and you twist them together, twisting toward each other, but not like pulling out or pushing in, because they're made to twist this way, like that. And then there you go. So your bead is connected, and now we just have to connect the end cap, or the cord cap, for our cone. So put the other jump ring on the other side with the other eyelet, and then pop your little cord cap on there, and then close it up, and then that's our tassel. Like, oh, see, but this one came spread too far. So now if they do that, then you can push, and if you can, use the flat piece and give it a crimp on top of that closure. You might have to push it together a little bit more. Yeah, okay. Yep, and then there you go. That's it right there. Isn't that great? That's going to go on the end of our cone. Isn't that awesome? So that piece is done. That was pretty simple, right? Okay, so now the next thing to do is to get your 5 by 5 inch, your 5-inch square piece of paper, or cardstock, and you want to go ahead and start to form or to shape your paper. So I just take it between my two hands, and I just start rolling it. Getting it used to being in a curved circular. Now, when you get down to the tip down here, it is definitely going to want to crease. And I'm still getting creases in there, but not too bad. You kind of overlook it, especially in this type of a project. And so I'm just kind of pinching with these 3 fingers here, the 2 on the bottom and this one, and just kind of forming it, this piece around this top finger, just kind of using the 2 bottoms to form it, to try to form it into a circle fashion like that. And so then what you want to do is you want to keep and just roll it with your hands like this. Keep rolling, and then you're going to start to shape it into a cone. So you're taking the 2 opposite diagonal corners, and that's what you're rolling on. You don't want to roll it like this. You want to roll it on the 2, like it looks like a diamond-ish. And you want to roll those, and then you're going to start to form. You're going to start to form it like this, and cone shape it like so. And then kind of keep it in a circle fashion. Keep it in a circle fashion. And then you're going to start to line up the bottom now. And the bottom is going to fold over on itself, okay? And you're going to eventually end up cutting the bottom off, like the tip off. The bottom tip off. But you still need the rest of it to be in a cone shape. And I'm just kind of pinching it to where it's wanting to be in a cone shape, like so. Okay? Just like that. So now that we're ready with that and our paper is pretty well trained there, we're going to run a bead of glue here, and we're going to run a bead of glue on the inside. So on the outside of the left and on the inside of the right side. Okay? And you're not going to see any of this hot glue, but you want to be careful because you're going to be in the hot glue. And you're just going to wrap it back together, pushing it, forming it into a circle, and just be careful though, because obviously hot glue, it's hot. And it's okay, you're trying to meet that edge, but if you don't, see, I didn't, don't worry about it. It's going to be absolutely beautiful when you're done. It is going to be awesome. And you have trim, remember, you're going to put on the top of that seam, so don't fret about it if it's not perfect. It's okay. Okay, and now this is where we're going to go ahead and see. Now we got a cone there, right? We got our little cone. And it is looking really nice and happy. And so now what you want to do is you want to take that half round and you want to pop it in your cone. You're going to see how it fits. You're just retrofitting, test fitting it. And it looks good. I know where it's going to sit now. So you just want to kind of eyeball where the edge of this little half round is going to be. Because some of them, like depending on how they're cut, they sit differently. Like here. Like see, this one sits up a little bit higher in the back than the other one, which I kind of like that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a point. So this is 1, 2, 3, 5. The 5th row of flowers down and then all the way around the edge, I'm going to run a bead of hot glue. 3, 4, 5. So about yay. Bead of hot glue all the way around. And this glue is getting stinking hot now. It's like boiling. So I got to be super careful. And I'm just putting a fair amount there. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop that down in there. And let it form into that beautiful little cone shape. Right? Isn't that great? That is pretty nifty. Pretty nifty. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to add your tassel here. And so what you're going to do is you're just going to cut a tiny bit off. See how it fits. And just keep going from there. Let's see. Just fit it. Oh yeah, that looks great. That's about perfect. And look how nice that cord cap finishes that off. Like that makes it look really nice and professional, store-bought. So you're just going to there again put some glue in there. Don't worry about it. If it comes out, it's okay. And then I'm going to twist this. Twist it on. And the other thing I want to do is make sure it's straight to what it is I'm doing. So I'm eyeballing it, and I'm eyeballing it to make sure it's nice and straight. And I really like that. I love how that looks. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to start putting the cording on. So the cording I got off of Amazon. It's just gold trim, or the trim we're going to put on. It's just gold trim. And if you just type in gold trim on Amazon, it'll pop up. And I want to say this was probably about $10 for this giant roll, and I've used it a ton for all kinds of projects. And then now all you're going to do is you're going to run right down that seam there. You're going to run a bead of hot glue right down that edge. I don't go all the way to the bottom because I don't want it to get on the end cap. Oh, I got fringe. Gotta make sure that it's all nice and even and straight. I'm gonna pull it down to where, and I'm gonna curve it over that hot glue on that edge, trying to make it to where you can't see that. To where you can't see that seam there. I'm trying to cover up the seam. Is the goal. So just adhering it there. And I think that looks pretty stinking good. That looks good to me. Okay, I like that a lot. And now I'm just going to cut that off with the scissors. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to get my fringe trim. So this is white fringe trim is what I'm using. That's what it's called. 10 yards white. Trims by the Yard is who sells it. And it's just fringe trim is all it's called. Okay, and so then now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start at the tip on the back. And I'm just going to go to the front. Just to get the one edge started. Running a bead of glue. And it's going to actually go up onto the styrofoam. So now what I want to do is I want to take the end. And I'm going to just start it at the corner like that, and then just run it right on the edge there. Like that. Look how cute that is. Isn't that darling? Oh, that's so terrific. I love it. Loving it. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and run a bead of glue there and go to the edge all the way to there. And then we can cut that off, making sure it all looks nice and happy. There we go. Look how pretty! Okay, and now this is where we want to put the hanger on. I forgot on one of them, and it didn't come out as good as I was hoping. But we want to get the hanger on right now. And so, I basically go to, like, generally when I'm doing this, I end up with the piece like this. This is about 7 inches long-ish, and I snip it at the where it's folded, generally. And then what you're going to do is you want to loop it to where when you're looking at it, the pretty gold is on the front, and the loop, so the loop, but see, I'm backwards. It has to go like this. On here, like that. That's how we want it. To where the gold is forward. The pretty side is forward for the loop. And this is actually kind of short. And then we're going to glue it on here on the back. So then flip it over. I'm going to just put a dollop of glue there. And go ahead and pop this on. Like so. Yeah, it's a little bit on the short side, but that's okay. And I'm going to see if this one's even adhered. It's not even adhered. So I'm going to add a little more glue there. Making sure it's nice. Oh, that's hot. Be careful. Be careful. Okay, making sure it looks nice on the front. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to take the same trim and we're going to make sure our fringe looks good. And then we're going to go right over the top of that. See, and that'll finish that off really nice like that. Won't that be pretty? And we're going to go around with hot glue there. So just like we did the others, just go like to the front. Like so. Oh yeah, look how pretty that is. That is just gorgeous. Just making sure it's all looking pretty and pressing down, trying not to touch it though. So I don't get my finger in the hot glue, because at this point it's like kind of hard to see. Okay, and then got to get some more out here. And then let's see, let's flop the French trim so we still get our little fun little swoopy decor. Pop some more hot glue. And then run this up around the edge now. Right? How pretty is that? That is gorgeous. And then we got all our little floppy trim. Isn't that great? Oh, whoops. Okay, now we want to cut it. I got a bit of press it down so it looks good. And there. Doesn't that look great? That looks pretty stinking good, right? That is nice. So that's what we got. And so now just kind of make everything look, you know, nice and good. And then look at, isn't that great? That looks so stinking pretty. So now what you want to do is you want to add a ring of glue, hot glue around there. But you're going to need some of this Spanish moss. And you just need a little bit, because this is kind of what's going to cover up like the flowers. Let's see, you want just to take like it's like a chunk, like there. But what I noticed was if I put too much hot glue, it was hard. It was hard to get the flowers in. So what I figured out was if I just run a bead of hot glue around the edge to where the Spanish moss sticks to it to hold it, then the flowers actually hold it down from coming off. So I'm just going to go around the edge, and you're going to hear your styrofoam sizzle. But that's okay. And now I got like a little bird nest kind of moss going there. And then this is just going to disguise the fact that you've got styrofoam down there. See how pretty that is? Like in flowers. It's just kind of like in flowers. And that looks really, really cool. Okay, so now you need flowers, right? So let's turn that off for a second. Or actually, we could probably use that in just a second. Oh, man, whoops. This stuff's getting everywhere. This is kind of messy, this stuff. But that's okay. Okay, now let's see. Let's put that down for a second. Oh, we can finish our flowers here. There we go. I wasn't sure if we started the whole flower process. Okay, we did. Yay! So put the hot glue on the flower. Like so. And we're going to offset these petals into this. Offset the petals. Off. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Don't let them be wily. And then poke them down in the center like so. There. Squish it down. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put a little hot glue on the back. And you're going to pop your, what is this called? Paper clip. Your stem, your flower stem on the back. So look it. That's what you got there, right? Then you're going to add a little more glue on the back of the paper clip. And then you're going to see where do you want your flower greenage to be at. And you're going to place it, you're going to put it in the hot glue, but eyeballing at the top, like where you actually want it to be, like so. And then you're going to let that dry. So then, let's see, our butterfly. Oh, we already got the butterfly, so we don't need that. Okay. The butterfly, I did use hot glue on that one, on this one here. I used hot glue and then hot glue there. This worked great there, but this, you should use the dimensionals to stick it together. That's what I did. Whoops. That's what I did on this one, and that worked better. The hot glue doesn't really want to stick to the matte foil. It was a little problematic, but it's working. It's working over there. It's actually doing it. But if it pops off again, I'm just going to peel it off, and I'm going to use dimensionals to put it on with. Okay, and that looks good there. And so now what you want to do for this is, let's go ahead and get our gold ink. And you're just going to tap it. Just tap it on the edges of the petals. Just to give it a little bit of dusting and look fun and nice. Contrast and add interest to the petals. I wanted the white because it will, the pine tree, the Christmas tree will offset it, but, and they won't get lost. The flowers won't get lost on the tree. And that's why the cone is red. They wouldn't get lost in the cone. You'd be able to see, oh, those are poinsettia flowers, but then they also wouldn't get lost in the tree being so dark. I thought the white would just pop off the green pine tree. So now what you want to do is you want to get your art glitter glue, and you want to put a big dollop, but where's your prills? Get the prills out, though. Be ready, right? Be ready with the prills. And pop a dollop of art glitter glue in the center. And then you want to just over a coffee filter. I'm using coffee filter, and then push down with your little finger, not too hard, and then tap them off. and then bring your petals back up. Like, give them, like, fluff them. Fluff your petals. Just give them a little fluff, little loving. And then there you go. There's your flower. Isn't that great? Like, how fun is that? And so easy, right? Okay, so let's put the pen back in the glue. So we're done with that. And now we can just start plunking them on. So to do this piece... Oh, wait. These are going to be everywhere. Oh, man. Hold on. Whoa. Let's get these babies lined out. Woof, da. Wouldn't that be? Ooh, if they got everywhere. Oh, what a mess. Okay, so now, to do this part, I use a pair of pliers. I use a pair of, I use a pair of pliers to grab the, flowers. And sometimes you might have to cut the stems. But I just kind of eyeball and go, okay, where do I want a flower? You have to be really careful that, you don't poke through the side of the cone too. And that's why I said you might have to cut them off a little bit when you're going to put them in. So you just want to be careful. Be mindful of that, rather, when you're popping them in. The butterfly is the last one to go on. The ones on the edge, but actually I'm going to use the small ones because the smaller ones are nice. Are much nicer for size-wise on this. See, I have like these big, I have big fingers, so it helps me if I do them like that. But now I need to offset. Let's see. I think I'm going to cut this too. I'm going to cut this. I'm just going to trim it off a bit. And then grab it like so. And plunk it down, right? Oh, how pretty is that looking? Okay, let's grab another one. This one looks a bit long as well. There we go. And let's maybe go about yay. Like that. Oh, dude, yeah, that's looking so pretty. And we have one more small one. Actually, we should probably plunk a large one in, really. That's why I left them long, was because sometimes up here... Oh, and then sometimes you have to bend them back the other way. And don't be afraid to kind of help them lodge in there. It might even be helpful to make them stay, to pop a little glue on them too. You might end up doing that as well. Okay, and then we can go to 2, 4, 6. So we've got, let's see. Oops, up there. And then we'll plunk one more there. Oh, I wonder if I should have went the other way. Oh no, cut that off. That's way too big. Oh, that might be too short, darn it. And you're just trying to cover up and make it look like it's a cohesive pattern on here. So then what you want to do is you want to, so there's 4, 6, so 7, that still is 7. Like, isn't that so pretty? And so you still want to grab your butterfly. You still have your butterfly left. And it'll help if you do it with the pliers as well. And then there you go. Yeah. Oh, look how pretty. Isn't that so pretty? And then fluff your butterfly. Fluff up your little... Fluff everybody up. Fluff, fluff. Fluff your flower petals up. So everyone is nice and happy. And look at how darling that is. Isn't that lovely? I mean, those are those Anna Griffin flowers. Those came out, right? That's pretty good, right? That looks pretty stinking nice. So there we go. And that's it. That's all there is to making these super fun little flower cones. And you get an absolutely lovely, professional looking ornament and or package topper. That's what that looks like there. Right? What do you guys think? Which one do you like better? Which one of these is your favorite? This one's like way fuller. I really like how big these flowers are. I should have went with the big ones, but the small ones are still really nice. So what did this size end up being? This size, you know what I thought about too? This size ended up, oh, millimeters. There's a lot of millimeters. This size ended up being, oh, about 4 inches wide, about an inch wider than the other one. But, oh man, I think that is just, oh, whoops. I think that is just lovely. That is so pretty. Isn't that great? What flower size do you like better, though? Do you like it with the small ones or do you like it with the big ones? I think they are pretty darn fabulous. And yeah, I just think they're fun. And that was pretty easy, right? That was pretty easy. I think anybody that received that as a gift for an ornament or as a pack on their package, oh my, right? Wouldn't that be? You could even go as simple as this, and like, how beautiful is that? You don't need all the fringe or anything. And this one was really easy to put together. Like, wasn't that fast? Yeah, so there we go there. That's the tutorial. That's what I have. Hopefully it was all encompassing and I didn't leave anything out. I didn't leave anything out. I was just kind of trying to show you. I didn't leave anything out, and it was all in frame, right? Okay, there it is there. Maybe give it a whirl. Let me know down in the comments if you're going to give it a try, and let me know what you think. Thanks so much for hanging out, and until next time, happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.